Welcome back, IP4. I hope you've been doing great. You are staying safe and you are staying home. Today, we speak about research and presentation creation. So, how can you be better at researching? You need to have a schedule. Write up a schedule with a series of milestones to accomplish by a specific date. What does a milestone mean? A milestone means something that you have to go over, something that you have to do. So you can schedule it, write down everything you have to do and say, okay, I have to do this presentation and I have to do the research, and then this is just an example, or first I have to search on Wikipedia and overall internet what my topic is about, and then you schedule it. Basically you say I should do this by 3 p.m. After that you have to finish that before 3 p.m. You should follow your schedule and finish that. And then you can say, all right, once I have an overall view of my topic, I will make it more specific and use more reliable sources. And also put a deadline or a schedule on each thing that you do. Select relevant material, read it, take notes, and start putting it together. So it's important that when you select the connected material or connected research or text or pictures, you read it also, you take notes and start putting it in the same area, in the presentation or in the same research. And to do a second wave of research to clear up points raised in the writing of your first draft. So you have to do a second wave of research to clear up points raised in the writing of your first draft. Basically, usually the process is not one, but many processes of research. So it's not just one time. You have to always keep researching and making sure that you get the right information and you can have it the right way. So this doesn't happen from the start. This is a process, and yes, that's a process. So schedule everything so you don't fall behind. Start, don't end with Wikipedia. Okay, so with Wikipedia, what you can do is start your research. Start from Wikipedia, but don't finish with Wikipedia. Why is that? Wikipedia is a great place to start your research. Spend some time searching for keywords related to your topic. So Wikipedia is good for you to get familiar with the topic, the keywords, and all these small information, and have an overall view on your research or topic. Browsing the links you find on each page and following their suggested resources. Take notes, especially of any good resources they suggest or recommend. So when you read different websites, they usually write down the source that they used or they suggest you to use. So make sure that you take a note and check the good resources that they suggest. The goal is to get a good overview of the subject you're writing about. And Wikipedia is far better than any or most printed sources. By the time you get ready to write, you should have a much better source at your command than Wikipedia. So avoid citing it in your paper or PowerPoint. However, for our class, because you are still young, I allow you to use Wikipedia as well. But if you do use Wikipedia as your source as well, please don't just copy paste. Make it in your own words. So you read it first. First you read it, and then you think, what did they talk about? And you can write that down. Once you found a good, solid academic book or easy on your topic, skim through the bibliography and note down anything whose title sounds relevant. You'll have a list of far more sources than you need. So when you study, when you do the all right, when you do this, you have to think about it also. So when you find some good research, okay, when you feel like, oh wow, this is a good research, has a name of author, is the person who wrote it, has the name, has the date, like when did they write it, and what is the topic. If it gives you all the detailed information of the people who wrote it, that would be a good research. So if you find a research like that and a solid academic book or essay on your topic, you can skim through the bibliography as well. Okay, skim through means have a quick look. Just look at it, read it very fast, and see what they write, and note down if any of those titles sound connected or relevant to your research. You'll have a list of far more researches than you need. If you do it right like this, you will have a lot of resources to help you, and you can have a better PowerPoint or presentation or research paper. So what does skim through mean? Skim through is to go through something hastily. Hastily means very fast, or like have a quick look. To read something with a hurry and without being attached to details. So you just go through it very fast, have a look at the name, at the website, at details like that. Very important. Don't forget your research question. Okay, don't forget your research question. A question is what the main thing that you need to do is a question you want to answer. So your research or your PowerPoint has to answer some certain topic. So for example, how much the Thai population is going to grow by the next 20 years, okay, for example, or what is the hardest subjects for most Thai students in primary school. Okay, this is just an example. So you have to have, when you start a research or PowerPoint, you should usually have a question for yourself to guide you. As you come across new material, ask yourself if it looks like it will help you to answer your question. Keep focused by working towards an answer to your research question. So everything you do in your research needs to be in the same way to answer that one question that we have. Okay, so we move towards that one question. It's very important to never forget our question. If we do, we might write down some information that is not needed, that it might be useless. Keep focused by working towards an answer that your research question will be answered. So work towards that answer. So everything you study, everything you research has to be about that one question. One piece at a time. Don't try to tackle your subject all at once. Get enough of a sense of the topic that you can create an outline of the things you need to understand, and then deal with each on your own. Okay, so again, it's all connected. Schedule and plan out what you're going to do, and don't do everything at the same time. Just you can take it step by step. So you keep calm and you have time to do everything. It's very important. You'll find the connections between the pieces when you are writing your first draft. So when you have different sources, when you get started with writing, it starts making sense. It starts making coming together. All right, so step 1, 2, 3. So just take it step by step. First is the question, research, and then talk about what's going on. So use a system. Start your research with an idea of how you plan to collect and organize your notes and data. So organizing yourself is very important, okay? So make sure you organize your work and all your data and information and everything. At top of the fresh at the top of a fresh page, write the full bibliographical or bibliographic reference for a book or paper. Whatever system you need or you decide on using, make sure that every quote, fact, and thought is tied in some way to its source, so that you can easily insert the reference while you're writing. So it's always important when you are writing, you add the reference at the same time, so you don't forget, you don't lose it, so that and your work gonna be less too. So make sure you do do the referencing at the same time while you write. So if you write a sentence and it has a reference, you just add it right away. So these are some typical information that can be used for referencing your work. Sometimes it can vary depending on the source, but some have a URL. For example, some have a URL if it is on an online source. So you can write down the name of the author, the name of the web page, the year, and the month, the day, and all the other information. For referencing a picture, you can just write a name of the photographer or the website name on the picture. Take a good look at the picture on the right, and the citing and the referencing is very important. So for example, I downloaded this picture, I gave the reference or the citation below. So for me, I just write down the name of the website, or if you want to do other way, you can write down the whole name of the website, like the URL. It depends how you like to do your sourcing. Copy and paste. Try your best not to copy and paste. If you do, make sure you change to be in your words, okay? Don't just copy and paste, because your teachers can see that you have copy and pasted, because they understand. It will be very long. It will have many hard words. So always try to read it. And if you don't understand, use translations or dictionaries to help you to understand more. And once you understand it, you can write it down. Don't copy and paste the whole text. Or you can make it in a keyword and shorter styles. All right, for your homework, please go through the lesson and note down how you can improve your presentation and your skills. Upload one picture of your notes that you have paid attention and noted down all the necessary information that can be useful for your future research or PowerPoints. This homework is due to Thursday, 7th of October. Make sure that you have finished all the homework so far, because it helps me to grade you better. Okay, so that's one thing. If you have not finished homework, make sure you finish homework as soon as you can. Thank you, everyone. That's all for today, and see you next week. Bye-bye. Stay safe, guys.